The woman just goes to clean the police station, but she can tell right away where the police went wrong in handling the case. She tosses away the lollipop in her hand, and her brain starts working full tilt. In just 2 minutes, she figures out that the police have mistaken the victim for the murderer, so she scribbles out the label of the suspect and then writes down victim below it. The next day, Sheriff Nick, who's in charge of this case, is super mad. The sheriff checks the surveillance footage from last night. All of Jenny's dancing moves from last night are recorded. The sheriff says that interfering with a criminal case can put you behind bars, but Jenny says she's just helping to correct a mistake. The female boss can't believe it, so she takes out the case file and asks Jenny to give a reasonable explanation. Y'all think it's a crime of passion between husband and wife, but the probability is not that high. All the pillows on the sofa are evenly spaced, and every ornament on the shelf is perfectly sized. This shows that the owner of the house is really tidy. Among all the curtains in the photo, only one is not tied right, so she must have used the curtain strap for something else. And there are definitely signs of binding on the chair, which means someone was tied to the chair. But there are no signs of binding on the victim's arms, so there must be a third person at the scene, and the hostess is just a victim. This reasoning is flawless. Even Nick, who has rich experience, can't pick any holes in it, but he still doesn't believe the woman. He says they have to check the nearby surveillance footage to really prove that there was a third person at the scene. Just then, a subordinate comes to inform Nick that they've found traces of a third person, but anyhow, Jenny still violated the regulations. Nick tells his subordinate to put her in the slammer, but he just can't be happy inside, because he has to admit that Jenny's reasoning is right. They have to overturn the whole case and start from scratch. Fortunately, the surveillance footage near the crime scene shows that an Asian girl came to the scene. The girl keeps denying it, but she doesn't have an alibi. When Jenny, who's about to sign the confidentiality agreement, takes just one look at it, she can immediately tell that this footage is not from the day of the crime. She says the wind blowing in the footage should be from the southeast, but during this season in the city, it's supposed to be the northwest wind blowing. This footage is obviously from a few months ago. As for how to determine the wind direction in the footage, it's real easy. There's a church behind the girl. Historically, priests always made the church face east, so that the sun shines behind them and they can look more like God. Then, just by observing the leaves in the footage, you can work out the wind direction.